Hey guys, and welcome back to today's video. Today we're looking at a type of sovereign citizen that we actually don't see very often on this channel. Most of the time we cover the typical traveler arguments or the Moorish sovereign citizen claims. But today's case involves someone identifying as an Israelite and using that belief as the basis for challenging the authority of the court. Now, if you're not familiar with this type of argument, it's somewhat similar to other sovereign citizen ideologies. The person believes that their identity or ancestry somehow places them outside the jurisdiction of the American legal system. In other words, they claim that because of who they believe they are historically or culturally, the court, the judge, and the prosecutors don't actually have legal authority over them. Of course, as we've seen countless times before, those arguments simply don't hold up in real courtrooms. Judges deal with these claims regularly, and the law is very clear about how jurisdiction works. And today's judge? Well, this judge is not interested in entertaining any of that nonsense. So with that said, let's jump right into it.
Did you want to handle that case right now, Judge Najee Goodman? Mr. Bowditch has spoke to him.
Mr. Bowditch, are you ready on Goodman?
Well, Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Goodman. Mr. Goodman asked me to tell you that the prosecutor in this case has no power of attorney over him. He's an Israelite. There's no grounds under the bar code this matter should be dismissed. I believe he may want to represent himself.
And right away, we see something that probably won't surprise anyone. The defendant has decided that he wants to represent himself in court. Now, technically, that is his right. Under the law, a defendant can choose to waive their attorney and represent themselves. But as we've also seen many times, representing yourself, especially when your arguments are based on misunderstandings of the law, usually doesn't end very well. In this case, the legal arguments he's trying to use don't really have any foundation in actual law. They're more based on personal interpretations and sovereign citizen ideology rather than anything recognized by the court system.
You may ask for some clarification if you talk to Mr. Goodman, but that's what he told me to tell you.
Thank you. Mr. Goodman, are you requesting that you represent yourself on this matter? You're muted, Mr. Goodman.
What I'm saying is, nobody has power of attorney law over me through the barcode. I'm the beneficiary. My name is not those capital letters, so I'm an Israelite from the 12 tribes. So what I'm saying is I'm representing myself. That's all that needs to be said, because that's what the law is. I got common law jurisdiction. It's a non-violent crime. So I push for it to be dismissed under the barcode.
Well, it's not going to be dismissed today. So simple question. Are you representing yourself from this point forward? Yes or no?
Yes, I'm counseling myself.
All right. Mr. Bowditch, you're out. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
One thing I found interesting here is how the attorney, Mr. Bowditch, responds to the situation. He thanks the judge for allowing him to step aside and letting the defendant proceed the way he wants to proceed. And you can almost sense the relief there, because when someone insists on representing themselves while making arguments like this, there's really not much an attorney can do. Once someone is determined to go down that road, the attorney's role becomes extremely limited.
I said, are you planning on filing a motion, or would you like to set this case for trial?
I'm planning on filing a motion to dismissal because there's no grounds or no standing over my case, because nobody has power of attorney law to hear me, to even take this process even further. You got to prove that first. You got to prove that you got power of attorney law over me to hear this matter. Okay, I'm an Israelite.
You're saying, but you don't know what you're talking about.
I do know what I'm talking about. You don't have power of attorney law. The prosecutor don't have power of attorney law. You don't have power of attorney law. It's under the barcode.
Mr. Goodman, please do not interrupt me. I'm trying to be polite.
Okay, it's under the barcode, though. This is what you signed up to do. You're a public servant. So
right, unless you are a price on a can of beans, we don't need a barcode.
Yes, I am. I'm a human being. I'm not a deity. I'm a human being. I'm a living man. I'm a living being. I'm not no cargo. I'm not none of that. It's under the barcode. This is the real law.
Come here.
No standing or no ground.
Mr. Goodman, I'm going to give you a date for your motion.
I'm only here to claim for a reason.
Pardon me?
I want all my rights intact to me at all times. Do you agree?
I can't understand what you're saying. I think you're too close to your mic.
I want all my rights intact to me at all times. Do you agree?
I can't understand you, so no, I don't agree. I hear you're something
Okay,
all the time. but I don't know what you're saying.
intact to me at all times. I want all my rights intact to me at all times.
At this point, the courtroom dynamic becomes pretty clear. The defendant continues to make statements and arguments that suggest he genuinely believes the court doesn't have authority over him. But from the judge's perspective, this is something that's already been addressed many times before in courts across the country. Judges are trained to deal with these situations calmly and professionally, but they also have to keep the proceedings moving forward.
All right, I can't understand you. All right,
Okay.
Are you still living on border? Are you still living on border? Mr. Goodman, are you still living on border?
Ashley, keep yourself muted, please. Your child keeps crying. Thank you.
No, I live somewhere else. I moved.
All right, can you give me that address, please?
I stay at hotel rooms from time to time because I don't have no house right now. So I'm in former hotel rooms.
Geographically, where are you at today?
Detroit, Michigan.
All right. So my next pretrial date is when, Heather?
It is March 8th.
All right. So, Mr. Goodman, I'm going to give you a date on March 8th to file a motion. You file a motion, we'll hear it on March 8th. That's going to be in person.
Motion for dismissal?
Whatever you want to file a motion. You said you wanted to file a motion. So I'm giving you a hearing date for your motion.
What time?
We'll schedule that at 10 a.m. and this is going to be live. No Zoom.
All right.
I'm having trouble.
All right. I want all my rights protected me all the time. I'm only here to threaten confusion.
And here's where things start to get a bit tense. The defendant keeps repeating arguments about jurisdiction and authority, but the judge is clearly trying to bring the focus back to the actual legal process. Courts operate under established procedures, and no amount of repeating sovereign citizen talking points is going to change that. At the end of the day, the court has a responsibility to maintain order and make sure the case moves forward according to the law.
I just want all my rights intact to me at all times. And everybody just got to prove that they got power of attorney law.
You got to slow down because you're talking so fast I can't understand you. I keep hearing all time, but that's all I'm getting.
Okay, what I'm saying is for the dismissal, I'm about to put it in today. You got to prove that you got power of attorney law over me. I'm going to have to sue the courthouse for 100-fold.
Mr. Goodman, I don't have to prove a damn thing to you, sir. If you're here on the
you got to prove
to your motion,
you got to prove that you got power of attorney law over me. You don't have power. I don't care what you're talking about.
Attorney over you, Mr. Goodman. Listen,
yes, you do. You need power of attorney law to talk to me. You ain't got no ground. You ain't no standing. You ain't got no ground to understand it. I got the affidavit of truth right here. I got authenticate birth certificate. I got a letter of intent over here right now. I broke all my contracts with the government. I'm not those capital letters. I'm with the 12 tribes of Israel. My name is Israel. I'm an Israelite. I'm with the 12 tribes of Israel. You don't got no power of attorney law over me. I'm pushing for dismissal. I'm suing your courthouse for 100-fold.
Then we reach the point where things escalate even further. The defendant begins making statements that sound dangerously close to threats directed toward the court. And that is never a good idea. Threatening a judge, a prosecutor, or anyone involved in the court process is something that courts take extremely seriously. It doesn't strengthen your case. In fact, it almost always makes the situation significantly worse. Because of the behavior and the failure to follow court instructions, the judge orders the defendant to appear in person for the next hearing. But as you might expect, that doesn't happen. The defendant fails to show up. And when someone skips a court appearance after being ordered to attend, the consequences are usually immediate.
422.
Try it again, counsel. I'm sorry.
Good morning, Your Honor. Patricia Mandrack for the people, P84088.
All right. And Mr. Goodman, can you hear us okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. And Ms. Murphy, what are we doing on these files?
Judge, it's my understanding that Mr. Goodman has an appointment at the Forensic Center on January 31st. As Your Honor knows, he has pending cases in Frank Murphy. He went before Judge Michael Callahan yesterday. He was, his bond was reinstated with a tether. I believe Your Honor has put a 250, 10% bond on Mr. Goodman. you know, Your Honor, that I'm going to ask you to reduce that bond to something affordable.
All right, so I've got two files. One file's got that 250 10% with a GPS tether. That would be the February 5, 2022 incident date. And then the other file, which is the misdemeanor file from May 10, 2019, he's just on a personal on that one with a GPS tether.
Right, and you know, Your Honor, that I don't represent him on the DV.
Right, right. But he finally does have a date for a forensic exam?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, all right. So you just want to adjourn the PCC?
Yes, Judge. And ask for a reduction in bond.
Thank you. And Mr. Goodman, have you talked to an attorney on the domestic violence case, or are you representing yourself on that one?
I have nobody to represent me. I think it was Langford or something was supposed to be my attorney. I'm not sure how it went south.
Okay. All right, counsel, go ahead and make your bond argument. But before you do, just so we're all on the same page, my notes say it's $25,000, 10%, no contact with complaining victim, and GPS tether. Is that your understanding?
So, Judge, I thought it was 250,000, 10%, 25,000.
I don't know what I just said, but
Oh.
my file says 250. Well, yeah, 250,000, 10%. Correct.
So, Judge, I mean, obviously that's unaffordable. Mr. Goodman is not a man of means.
So, the next time we see the defendant in court, it's not from home or from some remote appearance. It's from jail. At this point, the situation has escalated to the point where the court has to deal with the reality that this defendant may not take the legal process seriously or may refuse to comply with future court orders. And that's something judges have to consider when deciding things like bond.
He and his significant other just acquired new housing, Your Honor. They have a baby. Mr. Goodman needs to be there to assist with childcare responsibilities because both of them were working before Mr. Goodman was taken into custody. I know we've had some issues, Your Honor, with appearing in court. Mr. Goodman has had transportation issues with respect to getting to the forensic center, and that was his issue, Judge. The tether violation was simply a malfunction of equipment. So I would ask Your Honor to, and since they do not have means, Your Honor, I would ask Your Honor to reduce I'm asking Your Honor for a personal with the tether.
Response.
And
counsel, you don't have to jump up to talk to me. I know it's instinctive, but it's okay if you don't.
thank you, Your Honor. It is instinctive. Your Honor, in this case, he is before us for a misdemeanor DV. I understand he does have some pending felonies. I understand he's on a GPS tether for the felonies. I believe at this time, the most important thing is that he remain on, or that if he is released, he remains on a GPS tether. So in this case, I would not object to a personal bond.
All right. Ms. Murphy, unfortunately, this is one of those situations where I don't care what the parties think because I've got a long history. This building's got a long history with Mr. Goodman not showing up in court. So I set the bond for that reason. I'm keeping the bond as it is for that reason.
And now here's the part that really shows why this judge has such a strong reputation. During this final portion of the hearing, the public defender and the prosecutor actually agree on something. They suggest that the defendant could be released on a PR bond. But the judge isn't convinced. From the judge's perspective, someone who repeatedly claims the court has no jurisdiction might also refuse to appear for future hearings. And if the court believes there's a serious risk that a defendant won't come back, that becomes a major factor when deciding whether release is appropriate. So the judge makes it clear that simply agreeing on a bond recommendation doesn't automatically mean it's going to happen. The judge has the final say, and in this case, the judge clearly believes that keeping the defendant in custody is the safer option. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. This was definitely an interesting case, especially because we don't often see this particular variation of sovereign citizen arguments. But just like the others, the outcome tends to be the same once those claims meet an actual courtroom and a judge who knows the law. Right now, we're actually traveling through Europe. We filmed this portion of the video while we were in Warsaw, Poland, and we still have a few more cities to visit before heading back home. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. If you didn't enjoy it, that's okay too. You can leave a dislike. But either way, don't forget to drop a comment down below and let me know what you think about this case. And of course, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.